recent study from the US found that 23% of people can't even stick to their New Year's resolutions for 1 week, and 43% have dropped out before the end of January. And when you get to financial resolutions, the results are even more stark. Coming up with new financial habits can prove to be much more difficult. They are sustained endeavours which you really have to commit time and effort to. So in this video we're going to be going through some of the key methods to make sure you can stick to your financial New Year's resolutions. And this is really my key takeaway. If you take nothing else away from this video, this is the key thing. The first is to set SMART goals. A study from the University of Scranton found that those people who set SMART goals were more likely to stick with them through to the end of the year. SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant and time related. So rather than saying I just want to save more money or I want to start investing, I want to save £500 a month. I want to invest this much by the end of the year. And so by having a SMART goal, it makes it way easier to measure your overall progress. And that's ultimately because you can incorporate some of these different areas into your budget. We have a video just here, a link will be at the end, about the importance of having a budget and how you can set one up. Now, the evidence shows that I think financial goals are more difficult to stick to than most other New Year's resolutions that people make. But one of the key things, one of the few benefits and levers that we can really enjoy is that they are very specific, because you can always attach a dollar, pound, ruble, rupee, yen value to what we're talking about. So a SMART goal really helps you to leverage this. So really make sure that you're prioritizing the New Year's resolutions that are most important to you and attaching an amount to every single one of them. It will really help you to stay accountable. Budget. Now, incorporating your SMART goals into a budget is, again, going to be another really key aspect. So
what's the plan?
In our previous example of wanting to save £500 a month, just put that into your budget. A study from the University of California, San Diego found that people who tracked their expenses were much more likely to stick to a budget. And so incorporating some of your goals into a budget is, again, just a really easy way of being able to track your overall progress. If you don't have a budget, then we have a link, we have a video just here, link will be at the end, about the importance of a budget and how you can set one up. But as we talked about in the video, one of the key things, and the importance of this, in my view, cannot be overestimated, is making sure that you're coming up with a budget that suits your particular circumstances. You might read about a budget and there's nothing in there for childcare and you've got kids. You're just like, the fuck else, like, what the hell, like, that's not helpful to me. So make sure that you're picking a budget that works for you. Another key point to remember about budgets is different people have different priorities, so make sure that your budgets match your priorities. A key aspect that we talk a lot about on this channel is from Ramit Satay's book about paying yourself first. Get paid, pay your needs, then invest and save, and then pay for your wants. And it's just a really key way to make sure that you're putting the requisite amount away. Regular viewers of the channel know that I'm not particularly techy, but one of the key benefits of actually having everything go through your mobile phone, there are plenty of apps out there that can track your spending for you. And when you go back and do an audit, you might be surprised at where you do and where you don't spend your money. As far as I'm concerned, the key thing is always going to be to check in on it on a consistent basis. And if that means setting it up as a recurring day in your diary, then that can be a good way to go. We have a video just here, and link will be at the end, about how to automate your finances. So I would really recommend checking that video out to make all of this process just way easier for you. Make small and incremental changes. I think the extension that I would always add to this is make small and incremental changes consistently. So in our previous example, maybe you don't save £500 a month, but maybe you work up to it. Maybe you save 100 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4 and then 5, and then beyond that maybe you save 6, 7, 8, and basically you'll be in a position where I don't necessarily believe in Eat the Frog. The principle behind Eat the Frog is you do the thing that's least enjoyable or the thing that you're going to find most difficult first, and then you've overcome that and you just think, well, the hardest part is behind me. Personally, I don't find that to be as effective. I would rather build up to a much grander goal. And this is kind of backed up by the data. A study from the National Bureau of Economic Research found that people who made small and incremental changes were more likely to stick to them than people who made big bang one-off changes to their finances. A study from the American Psychological Association found that people who rewarded themselves for achieving their goals and setting up regular check-in points were more likely to stick to a goal overall. And I think, again, this becomes even more pronounced when it comes to financial goals, and that's because you've got this specific amount, this specific value attached to it. You can say, I'm 6 months through the year, have I saved the amount I'm expecting? No, I'm under. Right, what do I need to do to get there? But if you're on target, treat yourself.
I spent that money.
I'm a firm believer that treating yourself consistently, and I think there's plenty of evidence to back this up, treating yourself consistently and having that kind of quote-unquote financial cheat day will really help you to stay motivated for the longer term. Regular check-ins, as we just talked about, having a timetabled day every month or every couple of months where you check in on your finances, I think is a really important thing to do, and for a few key reasons. The first is it helps to keep you accountable, which is probably the most important reason, but I think the second reason, which is very often overlooked, is that it helps you to really facilitate your long-term vision and your long-term view of why you're doing this. Maybe you've got kids and you want to invest in their future, you want to put money away for their college or for their university tuition, whatever it is, it gives you that opportunity to really reflect on why you're doing this. Why have you decided to put yourself through all this aggravation?
It's hard to keep up with them.
Well, we've got a load of credit card debt and we want to move house next year. Okay, that is as good a reason as any to really want to focus yourself. So I think, and the research shows this, that taking that time to understand and reflect on a consistent basis why it is you're doing what you're doing, I think is a really important thing that you should be making time for. And to time that with your regular budget check-ins, single stone, multiple birds, worth doing. And one of the things we talk about in the video is don't let perfection get in the way of progress. Maybe you can't save $500 a month. Maybe you have an unexpected bill and you can only save $200 or $300. I think it's perfectly reasonable to remember that this is all a journey for everyone. Your budget is there to inform you and to guide you. It's not there to get you into what you should or shouldn't be doing. And so I think really focusing on that you're making progress in the right direction is it's such an important thing. Don't necessarily beat yourself up about it, because what you might well find is that in the longer term, it's detrimental to your longer term goals anyway. And the final point is automating your finances. Now, one of the things that we talked about in another video is your payday routine. And the conclusion that we came to with your payday routine is it is just so much easier to automate your finances as much as possible. And this is really my key takeaway. If you take nothing else away from this video, this is the key thing, and that is automating your finances. Now, that's how you can take a good financial New Year's resolution up to a great result. But unbelievably, there's one above that, and that is having all your bills as much as possible come out on the same day. So in the video, for example, I get paid on about the 28th of the month, and then on the 1st of the month, every single bill that is within my control comes out on that day. And this has got one key advantage. I can open up my app on that morning, on the 1st of the month, look at what's left and go, so that's how much I've got to spend on my wants. And rather than getting paid on the 28th and some kind of the 1st, and then the 5th, and then the 9th, and then the 12th, and the 23rd, whatever, I can just look at my finances on that morning and go, right, that's what I've got to spend on my wants. And it is just, I cannot tell you how much easier it is and what a stress reliever it is to have, knowing that on that day I can just sort everything out. It's just such a key hack which I just don't see talked about very often. So it's something that I would really, really encourage you to do. So don't just automate your finances, time your finances as well. This is the thing that really goes from good financial plans to great financial outcomes. Thanks very much for watching. If you really want to level up your understanding on this, I have this video here about payday routines when it comes to checking in on yourself, and really just some stuff in there will make this whole process in keeping your financial New Year's resolutions just so much easier. So make sure you check them out. And if you've made it this far, don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace out.